Good morning. Good morning and happy Thursday. It's 5:30. It's 5:30. The sun is rising. The moon is right there. Little teeny tiny crescent. Little teeny tiny crescent. So I'm on my walk, but I am doing it with a little bit of nervousness. We allowed Jill to have a night outside. Yes, because she had stayed so close to the house yesterday, we thought for sure she would stay confined kind of in the area we allotted for her. Somehow she has escaped, which has led me to be a little bit concerned. So I'm going to have to go on the hunt for Jill. Now remember, Jill is disabled now. And I hope I find her. I don't know. This is what we thought. She could be miserable in my bathtub and we can know exactly where she is. Or she could have a little bit of freedom outside. Little bit. And I don't know. I don't know if we made the right choice. I don't know. Kevin and I talked about it and we thought that she can't go very far, but now she's not in the bed. She's not in the little area that she's supposed to be in. So I'm going to have to look for her. I think she probably got a lot of rest yesterday. And in the middle of the night, she saw a mouse and she thought, I'm going to go find it. That cat does not realize that she has limitations. You know, that's kind of interesting because sometimes, let's talk about limitations. Didn't know this conversation was going to stem off of my thoughts about a cat, but I want to talk about limitations. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, miserable, with a physical limitation that comes every 28 days. Oh, miserable. Back aches, And I thought, I'm going to use this excuse to stay in bed. To just stay in bed and wallow in my self-pity. That's what I said. I was going to impose a limitation on what I felt I was able to do for the day. In our health and wellness journey, we may impose limitations on ourselves. Some may be limitations for our health and wellness journey. Some of us may realize there are foods. Limits can be a good thing, right? You go to the Grand Canyon, there's a guardrail. It's a limitation. It's for your safety. Disregard it, you tumble down the trail because you went beyond the rail. So there are limitations. There's a speed limit. There's a speed limit in place. That's for our safety. So there are limits in life that protect us. And those are good limits. Those are supportive limits. There's a limit in our Smart Points budget. When we work within the parameters of the limits of the plan, we find success. We find a measure of success. Okay, now, there are limits we impose on ourselves. Let me give an example. I don't like that, so I'm not going to eat that. Okay? That's fine. You don't have to. There are not foods that you have to eat on the plan. But is this an opportunity where we are limiting ourselves and our experience because of a lack of open-mindedness? So, why not try something this week that you haven't liked before? You may find that you do. You do. Or, I don't like exercise. So I don't want to do it. Or I can't do that. I don't want to do that. That's not enjoyable to me. Or I'll never succeed. I'll never succeed. I'm a failure. Those are mental limits that you are imposing on your journey. When I started WW, oh, that's pretty. I don't know, can you see that cloud? There were a lot of things in life my weight limited me in. I was limited in my physical stamina. I still am. There's humility involved in realizing we still have limits. But sometimes we restrict ourselves in unnecessary ways. My asthma is so flared up today. Last night I had we'll get back to limits in a second, but I want to talk about me. Between the cat, which don't worry about her. We'll find her, because turkeys. It's this woods right here. This is my woods. I've walked through this with you in the past. And I just heard, it startled me. Oh, brother. Okay, so, don't worry about Jill. I'll find her, because what I was saying was I'm the queen of finding things. It's a title I have in my family. You lose it, Mom finds it. But you better look your darndest before you ask me to help. Oh, do you remember your mom used to say, if I find it, you're in big trouble, mister. Well, it wasn't mister, it was Missy, because I didn't have any brothers. And most of you watching are women. So you're in big trouble, Missy. Oh, my mother comes out sometimes when I ask Charlotte to get something or she's looking for something. And I know exactly where it is, and I know she's not really looking for it. So don't worry about Jill, because I'll find her. I'll find her. And, you know, I still believe that the cat needs to be put down, but I'm still giving her a chance. We'll get back to limits, I promise. Oh, well, I didn't want to limit her. I'll stay on topic. I didn't want to limit her life because of my own irritation. Now, I am also listening for meows because I thought maybe she got herself out here in the middle of the night and she was worn out and she needs help. And there's a deer staring at me in the field. Oh, a few of them. There's those turkeys again. It's just a zoo out here. It is just a zoo. Okay, so yes, don't worry about her. So about her real quick. She fell and had an injury on Saturday, and she's lost the use of her hind legs. And I had her confined to the bathtub, and she was miserable, and I was miserable with her. And so yesterday we let her outside, and we just gave her an opportunity to be a cat. Now, this may seem insensitive, but Kevin rationalized it this way. We were going to have her put down today at 2:15, and I decided that I canceled that appointment because she was such a good cat yesterday outside, which is where she's been since she's been a baby, that I would just let her reside outside in a confined place, which she escaped from, which means she's capable of more than I'm giving her credit for. And, oh, goodness, my asthma. Anyway, okay, enough about the cat. So we're just going to give her some time to be an outside cat, to enjoy outside cat life. And if she ends up not better in a week, then we have that decision, but we know we did all we could. And we gave her the time. I don't want any regrets when we choose her last day, which is a humbling power to have, even if it's just a cat. So, this is the sunrise. There you go. That's what I'm seeing. That's what you can see too. Look at that. So we got beautiful Michigan sunrise. Okay, back to limits. You can do anything you put your mind to. Do not limit yourself. Do not say, I can't, I won't, I don't, that kind of thing. Be open-minded. Try new things in your journey. Just try it. You may find that you like it. There's going to be a little bit of uncomfortableness in your weight loss journey. A little bit of uncomfortableness. Oh, there's a bunny in my front yard. How does that make you feel when I say that? We don't like to be uncomfortable, and so we try to avoid uncomfortable situations. But you know what? I was way more uncomfortable at 355 pounds than I am having to choose a chicken breast over a double bacon cheeseburger. You know, you've heard that phrase, choose your hard. Choose your hard. It is way harder to live life unwell and unhealthy than it is to work through your limitations, be a little bit uncomfortable, and find some success. There are a lot of things about a weight loss journey that are out of your comfort zone. Could it just be that you're living in an uncomfortable zone you've been too comfortable with? That uncomfortable is your normal? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. What I'm saying is the things that push you are the things that change you. And it's okay. It's okay to change your comfort zone, to change the things that you like, to change your limitations. It's okay to make a change. It's okay to be a different person. It's okay to shock people and eat a vegetable. Nobody will die because you chose a side of broccoli instead of a side of French fries. Like, once I learned this, that it is okay to become a different person, to live my life without the box around me, the box I put around myself, the limitations I imposed on my life because of my health and wellness choices, or my lack of health and wellness choices. So, just get used to it. It will be slightly uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable right now. I'd like to be on the couch with a heating pad and a big bowl of chocolate. Which, if you saw my calendar of my 2 thumbs down tracking days, well, now I know why. I mean, I kind of knew why. So, and it happens to me every month. So then I just know, okay, well, that's the data. And I just did not take time this last week to breathe. Somebody emailed me the other day, and she was being so kind. Actually, this person's been extremely kind to me, and I don't know how she was brought into my life. It's a whole nother story. And she said, I think you might just need to breathe. So that's what I've been working on doing, except breathing physically is quite hard right now. Oh, the air alert. We had an air alert that it's going to be super hot and muggy. It's going to be poor air quality for people who struggle with that. So, great. Okay. But my whole point is, if I've had a point, or we could say Tamara has a point in this, my point in this is about limits. There are limits in the program. You can live in those limits. They may be a little bit uncomfortable, but then don't put unnecessary limits on what you're capable of, or what you do or don't like, or what you do and don't do. I think that's just my point. Be comfortable with being slightly uncomfortable, because that's what changes you. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And you are here because you want to change. Right? You are here because you want to change. Whatever the reason is, there's something in life you're uncomfortable enough about that it has motivated you to pursue watching this video. No, and health and wellness. So that's my talk. I might expound on this if I think about it, 'cause it's just kind of off the top of my head about limits. Maybe you guys could do an exercise. Oh, look at this homework. Write down a list of the ways you are limiting your success. It might be hard. The things you don't like, the things you don't want to do, the things that, well, what did I say the other day? The hard rights and the easy wrongs. What are the things you're inclined to do? Or the ways you're inclined to limit yourself? And sometimes it's mental. We just have mental limitations. So, okay. That's what I'm talking about. I think I'm done because I feel my nose plugging up, and now I sound like I'm talking in a can. So I can get it up there. Okay, so fine-tune June. Fine-tune June. We are on day, can't tell because my watch is tracking my walk, 18, I think. Yes, we are. I had a fantastic day yesterday. I did. I got up and walked. I dug out a flower bed. Not even a flower bed. I made a flower bed where there was no flower bed yesterday. Tore up the sod, dug out all the roots, planted 3 mini, they're not going to be mini, but baby, at this point they're babies, butterfly bushes. I am so excited for this corner to grow and come to life and see what it comes to be. And I put some candy tuff in front of them, which is an early spring blooming perennial here in zone 5. So that'll be like underneath the base of these butterfly bushes. I'm so excited. I transplanted, I know, shock and awe, don't transplant in the middle of the season, but I did. There was a either echinacea or rudbeckia, black-eyed Susan or coneflower. It was just in the wrong spot in the garden. There were some pincushion flowers that were crowded out, and I just thought, oh, who cares? Just move them. And I did them. I did move them, and you know what? That's the first time I have ever transplanted a perennial. I've never done it before, which may sound silly to some if you're an avid gardener, may sound very courageous to some if you have no green thumb. I am working on my green thumb. It's just there on the itty bitty tip, but it's going, I'm working on it. So I was super proud of myself yesterday. And what I told myself when it came to gardening is I am courageous. I am capable, and I am becoming competent. I am. Look at that sunrise. I am. And so that was like a success for me yesterday. Super, super proud of myself. I never would have done that. Physically, I wouldn't have been able to. 200, almost 200 pounds ago. I'm not there yet. That's not an announcement. I never would have been able to do that. So that was a non-scale victory yesterday. It was also exertion. I ended up with almost 18,000 steps last night before I went to bed. And so I did get a little bit of a sunburn. Although I put sunscreen on, I forgot that my tank top went like this in the back, like a racer back. So, but no, I did great. I knew that we were going to have burgers for dinner. I knew that. And so those turkeys again. Good morning, turkeys. Oh, they're just gobbling it up. Gobbling it up. Okay. I wonder if those two terms are related. Anyway, I just did great. So I knew we were having beef burgers, and I wanted a bun, and I wanted 11 tater tots. Exactly, 11. I could have had a few more, but I decided I wanted one rollover, and I was going to see if I could do it. And I did. So I tracked everything about dinner first thing in the morning. Because you know what? That gave me the limitations during the day to make my budget-friendly, budget-conscious decisions, because I knew I had this big bill to pay at the end of the evening for dinner, because it was 15 smart points. Because I also wanted a piece of cheese. So excuse me. So I was so proud of myself. And then I did the walk, I did the outside. We had a good day with the cat. It was just a good day overall. It was a good day, and the gardening, getting dirty. I came home and I sat next to Kevin, and I realized how bad I smelled. And he goes, yeah, I noticed it when you came to say hi to me when I came home. And I said, oh, well. I told him everything I'd done. He goes, well, you came by it honest. And, so anyway, he goes, yeah, your feet are filthy. I'm like, I know, I'm a dirty girl. Play in the dirt, girl. And it was okay. I took a shower, and I'm fresh and clean. Fresh and clean hair. It's going to be humid here, so no straightening. We're going to be all natural here with the hair. So, okay. Now I'm getting silly. So, think about the limits you have in your life. Think about the limits. Some are there to protect you. Some are there unnecessarily. So look for a way you can stretch yourself beyond the unnecessary limits and be a little bit okay with a little bit of change and a little uncomfortableness. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We'll grab a shot of the sky. There it is. There it is. You'd almost think that that's a mountain back there. It's not. It's a grove of trees across the way street. There we go. I'm so glad I got up this morning. Thank you for walking with me. I hope you walked with me. If you've made it this entire way through this video walking with me, you are at 1 and almost quarter of a mile. Yeah, and I'm proud of you. Good for you. If you're not there yet, maybe during this video you could get up and march in place a little bit. I should have said that at the beginning. But anyway. All right, you guys. Thank you for sharing this Michigan morning with me. This is Trail Talk with Tamara. And remember, you've got goals.